I've got it in and I've had a chance to take it on a little day trip and also use it in the garden. So I backed it on Kickstarter and I paid for it with my own money. And I got the BOA color. The size, if you've ever seen the Shimoda Explorer version 2, which I've had the 30 liter and the 25 liter, and I sold those, and I'll discuss in a little bit why I sold those and why I decided to get this bag. Before we get into all of that, let's just go through this bag here. I've got it packed up so we can take a look at what I was able to fit into it. It is the smallest of the 3 Urban Explorer bags. This 20 liter, there's a 25, and there's a 30 liter. It's made of Cordura recourse shell recycled plastic with a custom ripstop pattern, and it's got a polyurethane coating. It's water resistant, and it includes a hidden rain cover, which I'll show you in just a bit. The size of the bag and the look of it is definitely more subdued, more casual looking, more like around town than the Explorer V2 or even the Action X series. One of the big differences between this and the other bags that they have is the straps are not removable on this one, but they're super comfortable. They've got really nice padding on them. They are adjustable here on the top with these pull straps. You can kind of adjust the height of the bag a little bit. I found it is very comfortable to wear, and I really like the way it felt when I was going out for a couple of hours, carrying it on my back with some gear, doing a photo walk. Let's just take a look at the top here and we'll start off. So you've got a recessed handle here at the top. It lifts up and drops down. There's also another one here on this side that you can pull. And then you have the regular one that you normally have on the bottom of the bag. So this is great. You still can lift it up and carry it and drop it down somewhere, which is really nice, just like on the Explorer V2 and the Action X. One new thing they did add is the magnetic strap. So that's really nice. I really like this. I've got the bag fully packed and I can get it on like this, and you can just clip it right on and you're good to go. But it fits really, really nice. The weight is very well distributed because it's got an aluminum frame for the bag, so everything doesn't sag down to the bottom, which is one of the things I really do like about the Shimoda bags, is the thought behind actually using the bag versus just how the bag looks. They've designed it so it's easy to carry, it's distributed on your back, and it feels good. I'm in a warmer climate, so I definitely prefer the mesh padding. Of course, it's not as durable as the padding on the Action X series, which has a different type. It's tightly woven, so these bigger holes here are liable to catch on little things over time, and they might tear a little bit. I really like these straps. The other thing that they did add, which is super nice, is this separation here. You have a place to either put a capture clip or a wireless mic or anything else that you want to clip on there, and it's not rubbing on you by having to attach it back here. It's got leather pull tabs on the BOA, and then they have synthetic pull tabs on the black version. It's got really nice zippers. They're YKK weather sealed zippers that really open super easy. When I got the bag, there were a few spots on here that have not come off. So it looks like it could have been just maybe scraped or just dinged up a little bit. Put some water on it, see what happens. So I got the strap wet here, and I got the bottom of the bag wet. This all beaded up real nice here, so that's good. I tried cleaning off those spots, but I don't think that's going to actually fix it. I got the back of it wet when I laid it down here. So this is good. Let's see how this all dries after getting wet for a little while. I'm going to stick it in the sun. That should be fun. So I did do some testing, and I put this out on the back patio, and I dragged it just a little bit and twirled it around a little, and you can see exactly what that looks like. So I ended up getting a little bit of an abrasion right here that shows up, and actually that really was caused by the air tag, because your Apple air tag goes right here. When you open this flap here and go way down in the back, let me turn it this way, way down here, right about here, is where your Apple tag is. There's a little pocket there with a little pull tab, that just Velcro pull tab that you pull up, and you slip your Apple tag in there, and then you close it back up. And so that's where that is. So it looks like that was what was rubbing on the ground that actually made this mark here. Just something to be aware of when you are using this bag with this type of fabric. Don't go dragging it around on concrete. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not for that kind of a heavy-duty outdoor adventure. I'm dragging it around on rocks. It is going to get scraped up a little bit. That's all I'm saying about it. It's got that really nice, beautiful Shimoda blue interior, which I love. The other thing that I think is a really nice touch is the hardware is all aluminum. It's lightweight, but it's nice and strong metal. The side pockets here have an extra strap that you can use. And actually, I found this part out. So there's a little loop back here, right underneath here, that this actually clips onto. So I'm assuming that's what it's for. But what it really comes in handy for is if you wanted to put a travel tripod, which I don't own, so I couldn't test that out. But you come up here and you can take this and adjust this and get it on here, and just give it a little tug, and it'll hold whatever it is you're carrying in place and keep it there. On this side, they have the exact same thing. So I have my little Manfrotto little mini tripod in here. I was storing that in there. So you've got a place here. This would be where you could put a small tripod. I have a large tripod like this, and this will not fit in here. Only other little thing that I did want to mention on here is the stitching on here is already starting to loosen. So I would be careful with this. I think if you gave this a good pull or something, you could actually start to pull that loop here away from the fabric. I can already see the full piece of thread there. So just something to note. These pockets are not real big, so you can't put a lot in here. This is a 25-ounce water bottle. I can definitely get that in there. Plenty of pull tabs. They're really nice. They've got Shimoda on one side and designs on the back. You have the word Urban Explorer here and what size the bag is. And then on this side, you've got the Cordura Recore logo right here. And then on the front, you've got the Shimoda logo. It looks like it's just printed on there. It's very subdued. It's really nice. This is really a nice feature that they added. So you've got a place here for a little notepad and a pen and anything else that you want, some cables and things that you'd want to put in there. But the one nice thing that they've got is you can put a power pack in here and run the cable through inside into the rear compartment to charge anything that might need to be charged. And all these zipper pulls really work well. Back to they call it a harness sometimes, and they call it straps sometimes, so I'm not exactly sure what the correct term is for these. I'm going to call them straps because that's what it says on the website. This is adjustable, of course, so you can adjust it to fit you the way you'd like. One thing I did note on these straps is mine that I got had a couple of really sharp points here on just one of the straps. The other one is much smoother. And over here as well. It doesn't look like anything to really worry about, but I definitely noticed a difference between the two. So I'm thinking, maybe just some manufacturing things to work out with this new design and the new materials that they're using. Okay, so let's take a look at this side here. So this is where you have the side access panel. You can unzip this and lift this all back, tuck this underneath there, and then Velcro it back down here so that you could get access to the side panel if you want. Some people like side panels, some people don't like side panels. I'm not a side panel access person, so for me, the only thing I could think of is that this could be a storage area here for me if I wanted to store some extra things in there, some cables or things like that. I might be able to get it to go in there and then just keep that Velcro down. So let's start off and just take a look at the top, right? So you've got a compartment up here, and we already looked at this compartment for just a second, but this compartment here is where the AirTag, the Apple AirTag goes down there, your tracking tag. You got another zipper here for another compartment that goes down to about here on the back. And that, so you have a full all the way down to the bottom, and then you've got another little zipper in here that goes halfway down. And then you've got a whole area up here for extra storage too, if you wanted to cram some stuff up there. And when you open this is the top part. I've got my filters in here, and I've got my DJI wireless mic, and here's where you store your laptop if you want to carry a laptop. So the 20-liter version will only hold a 14-inch or smaller MacBook or laptop, whatever laptop you've got. I have a 14-inch MacBook Pro, and it fits in here really nice. Slides in and out really nice and easy, no struggling with that. There's plenty of cushion here. Here's another little spot. There's just some small little things I've noticed where threads weren't finished. Nothing major, and Shimoda has a great warranty, so I would be concerned. In here, you have a zipper pouch where you can store, I've got some SD cards here, and it's got a little key fob here, and you've got a couple of little pockets up here that you can store things in too. I mean, it's not a huge space here, especially on this 20-liter, but there's room for me to get the things like this that I really need to keep stored somewhere. So let's close this up, and we'll go back here. Open this up. Okay. So I've packed this up with a few lenses. I've got my 18 to 55. I got this cute little 16 millimeter 2.8 lens that I got the other day from KEH. And I've got a 56 millimeter lens here. And I've got my big, heavy macro lens, the 80 millimeter f2.8 macro lens. So that can go right there. And I've got a little flash here ready to go if I was going to do any macro photography, and I've got a remote cable release here. That's about all I could fit in here. I could probably use it like my batteries, store some extra batteries, and set them right in here as well. The other nice thing is they come with more dividers than you need, and these dividers are different than on the Explorer V2. These are have a little more padding. They're a little thicker, a little more cushion on these. They don't take up too much space in here, but it keeps the gear separated enough so that they're not banging into each other. And then on this back panel here, which on an Explorer V2 version, you could probably get a laptop back here, but not on this one. So you could carry maybe a notebook or a book. Zippers work super, super easy. What's really nice is this whole thing just pops right out. Now in the Explorer V2 version, you get a little rain cover with a zipper that goes on these. But you do have a rain cover for your backpack. It fits right down in here. There's a little hidden pocket down here, and it goes right there. Let's just close this up. Right here, you've got a pass-through here for putting this on the back of a luggage roller. Fabric is nice and soft. It's not going to bother your back. These things are all raised out of the way, so you got a lot of good airflow with this. There's a little pocket right in here. When you open it up, you got a secret place that you can put a passport, some cash, credit card, things like that, and it's not obvious that there's even a pocket there. This little zipper tucks up and away, and it's completely hidden and out of the way. That's a really thoughtful feature, good usability on that. One more thing I wanted to show you, which is a really added benefit to this, is the ability to take this whole thing out and make this one huge compartment inside. So let me flip it over. I do have to open it up again. Let's open this up and I'll show you. Hadn't seen this, but down here, right here, there is a zipper. So if you just push this in just a little bit, the zipper part, get it started, you can go in here. Oh, one more thing. You actually have an extra little pocket right here too. Push that through and then come around to the front and find that zipper. And it's going to be a black one. It's not going to have any leather pull tab on it. And you just go around on the inside, lift this back. There you go. Go around like that all the way. And you'll get to an end and it just pops right off. It's just like a little jacket zipper, like you would see right here, right? This whole thing comes right off. Look at that. You've got a place to store your laptop, and you've got a whole bag here to fill up. So if you weren't going to use this for camera gear, you could just pack this up as a regular day pack and not even have to have this separation here. You can just take that out. You would think this is going to be hard to put back on, but it isn't. It's actually very easy. I think they did a really good job on this. So let me see if I can show you. I'll lay it flat here. Get this. You got the black zipper right here. You just come around and you find this part here, right? And you just stick it in the zipper like that, just like you're just zipping up a jacket. And you start working your way around and then just rest this down, pull the laptop flap back, and then just work your way all the way around like that. And there we go. When you get up to the top here, just come in and then just fold the zipper down just a little bit. And then just push it in. Push it in, it goes right in under here. There you go, see, it just vanishes. Another great usability idea. I have to say, Shimoda does a fantastic job with thinking of how best you could use your bag and how to design a bag with usability in mind. Not just features and how it looks, but actually how it works and how you would actually use it on a daily basis. With the 20 liter, the only downside is just the size. So if you plan on carrying more than what I was just showing you, then you might want to get the next size up or the 30 liter. Something that I've struggled with the Explorer V2 versions is I really like the air mesh straps. I do. That's what I live in a warmer climate, so for me, that's important. And the women's strap was more of the Action X fabric, wasn't as breathable. I had the black 25 V2 version. It fit really well on there, but it was stiff and it just wasn't as nice and flexible as this air mesh fabric was. I wish they would have made a strap just like that with the air mesh on there. And of course they did. They came out with the women's collection of the Explorer V2 and the Action X series. It's in just one color though, it's in a teal color. So I ordered one of those and I loved the bag, it fit great, everything was great. I just wasn't real happy with the color, it just didn't work for me. Some people probably will love that color, it's great, but it just wasn't the color that I would have wanted. What I would have really liked is the straps that are on the women's collection, to just have that strap and the waist belt that comes with the women's collection to just be available in the other colors to just purchase separately. I wouldn't have had to sell my Explorer V2, which I did sell, because the regular strap that comes with it was super comfortable. It's the air mesh, but it just wasn't comfortable across here. I liked having the 2 clips on the version 2 Explorer women's collection, but I just wasn't real happy with the color. So for me, it just didn't work. But overall, I think the idea is great, and I think the direction they're going, and I think making products that are more comfortable for everybody is a wonderful idea. When they came out with the Urban Explorer, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is the bag that would be for me. In hindsight, I think, it's so weird, but I honestly think I would have preferred the 25 liter versus the 20 liter in this. I think just that extra little bit would have been really nice to have that a little bit more space. But overall, I'm super happy with the bag. I'm looking forward to seeing what else Shimoda comes out with in the future. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you like content like this. Thanks for watching.